to this edition of the Smartalecs. I'm, of course, John, the guest host this week, the smartest of all the Smartalecs. I have a very distinguished panel this week of very, very indistinguished gentlemen. To my right side, we got my man, Double Leg. How you doing?
All right, man. How are you?
Good. You ready for the debate this week?
Absolutely.
Throwing up my double A's over here. Shout out.
Excuse me, Rodney. Thank you. I didn't mean for Rodney to mess up your introduction.
We're okay.
Sorry. Do you want me to do it again?
Let's go.
Okay. And on my left side, we have my main man, Hot Rod. How you doing, Rodney?
All right. How you doing?
All right. You ready for this week's debate?
I'm always ready.
You ready? You don't seem ready. I need some more energy out of you, man. I need you to get going because we're talking about your dude.
Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, KOG Rod.
That's right. Follow you.
Follow us.
Where can we get you at?
SOE Cash Cow.
All right. Thanks for staying in the game. And, of course, you can follow me down here at Handsome John 35. So, this week's topic is there's an album dropped. Very much anticipated. It was from Kanye West.
He's ready to fight.
Yes. And we're going to get some views on Mr. West's album. We're going to start for the pros. Okay, we're going to start for the pros. So, Rodney, go ahead. And what was your views of the Kanye album? What was it called? I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah.
Yes, Kanye's album. What's it called?
Yeah.
It's called Yeah.
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Let's hear about the Ye album. Good God, man.
It was cool. I mean, you know, it was short, but I think
How many
that's
songs?
7. But so is the other good music artist, Pusha T. So I think that's the thing now is do something, keep people wanting more. But you know what? From a production wise, I thought it was dope. Lyrics. I mean, he's not really talking about shit. He has a couple songs, a couple deeper cuts. I liked it though. Overall, I thought it was good. I would have wanted more. If that's the only critique I have, I would have wanted more.
What's the grade?
Like A, B, C grade or.
Or you can give me stars, you can give me mics. I don't know, do you remember when they used to get 5 mics?
Not mics, I don't remember mics. But I'd probably give it like 4 stars. You know, it could have. I'm sure all the shit he's done and said, people might have wanted more from that lyrically. An answer to what he's done and said. He addressed it, he didn't really address it. He just said it and kind of just rhymed, you know what I'm saying? There was no explanation, but overall, I liked it.
So you give it a 4-star, that would be 4 mics back in the day.
I figured that.
It's
That's,
okay.
you know,
It's okay. Thanks.
half stars of mics. I don't know how that works.
So we have,
They
So-
do half mics.
so we got a 4 mic critique from Rodney.
What part of the mic? It's just like the bottom part of the top back to
It's
the
the
bottom.
bottom.
Right.
They don't get the microphone.
No,
you
yeah,
could just
it's
give them a
like the
microphone
bottom,
with no
yeah.
bottom.
Why don't you get that part?
Alright. Because it's
So
hard
after,
to go from the side sometimes.
So after Rod's 4 mic 4-star critique, we're gonna go to the cons over here with Al. Al, how'd you feel about the Kanye Ye album? I don't even like saying that. Go ahead.
It was the production, was good because it's Kanye production. So from what I heard of the beats, they're very good beats. As for the lyrical content, and I only listened to it honestly about twice because the first time didn't really grab me. Then the second time I heard it didn't really grab me. So it's kind of like I won't probably never listen to it again. But it honestly, like you said, he didn't address all the shit that he was saying a month ago, which in my opinion was very. What he said a month ago about black people, slavery being a choice and all that shit, that was some very ignorant shit to say. So I would think that maybe he would, hey, let me try to address some of this shit on my album. He didn't address none of that shit on the album. You know what I'm saying? So it was very disappointing, for real. Like the album, like I said, the production was cool, but in all, I was disappointed in Kanye as well as the album. Now I know you say I went into the album with a bias already because of what he said. That's not my fault. I didn't say it, he said it. So I wasn't, how can I change what he said? He said that black people felt as though slavery was a choice. So I had to go into it with that because that's something that he said. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that when I listen to it, I'm going to get some substance. You know what I mean? Something that okay, all right, this is why he said that crazy shit.
I think the way he addressed it was almost, and I'm a Kanye fan, and I think it's the way he did address it. That I can recall off the top of the head, he addressed it once, and it was almost like a cop out. Like, yeah, I'm bipolar. You should catch me on a bad day. Like, he's like, I said this shit.
What does that mean?
Exactly. Like, he's like, I said the shit, and then, but imagine the shit I say when I'm having a really bad day. So it's kind of like a cop
So that
out.
was
Like,
a good day?
that's how he wanted you to
You
say it.
being ignorant is a good day.
He's chalking it up to him being bipolar makes him, he says a lot of ignorant things. So if you heard him say that when he was willing to go in public, imagine the shit he says.
Hold on.
That I'm not justifying it. I'm saying that's the
Okay.
only way I heard him address it in the whole album. I'm
not.
not saying that. I said it's a cop out.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
bipolarism is not an excuse to be ignorant.
Exactly. I
You know what
agree.
I mean?
I agree.
At all.
But that's the only way I heard him address it in the whole album was that's how he addressed it. Other than he is going in and I don't know how it's getting released, but he's revising it on one of his songs. He's putting in another line about the Trump shit, but it's still not an explanation.
Right, and it's still too late.
You know what I'm saying?
Dropped the album,
Well,
right?
you know,
Go back and revise
even
it.
if he revised it and gave you an explanation, it's too late. But it's not an explanation. It's just a line that mentions it, and then it's just a filler.
Because I heard you
There's a
took
part
line
in the
out or
song.
something.
There was a part in the first song I thought of killing you today. Right before he transitions to the next beat, because he actually goes through like 3 beats. So right before he transitions to the third, he says a line, and then there's just the music, and then it switches. So he's putting a line where there was just the music,
Fuck Kanye.
but it's not addressing it.
So, by Kanye West, Ronnie, this is a question more so for you. By Kanye West being in cahoots with Donald Trump, do you feel like being a fan of his music would put you more so in cahoots with Donald Trump and his way of thinking?
No, because a long time, asking me personally, a long time ago, I knew Kanye in his personal life is wild period. Whether it's the shit he's saying on TV, whether it's the shit he's doing, whether it's the music he talks about, and then he turns around and says we're new slaves and we buy this shit and that shit, and then he releases clothes that cost just as much as this shit and that shit. So a long time ago I was turned off from Kanye as an individual, but his music I still fuck with. So I don't feel I am siding with Trump because he sides with Trump. I really don't give a shit if he likes Trump. I still gonna listen to his music. You know, if he had a concert and Trump came out though, no, I don't think I'm gonna go. You know,
But you're already
if
there.
his music, if
Right, you're already
Trump,
there, you gonna leave?
no, I've been to a concert before. If Trump literally trickled
I
into
hope you've been to a concert before.
a Kanye concert before this whole Trump shit.
But
So
so Kanye rapping, you at the Kanye concert, right? Kanye on stage, killing it, right?
And Trump came out.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
you're
a good
there.
question. No, that's a good question.
What would you do? Would you leave, or would you
Keep rocking.
or would you keep rocking? Because he's
I definitely
he's
wouldn't-
right.
I definitely wouldn't
he's doing-
keep rocking.
He's doing old Kanye.
No, for real, I definitely wouldn't keep
He's
rocking.
doing old
But
Kanye.
would I actually leave the venue? I don't know, because I went to one already. It's not cheap. So would I physically leave and just forfeit the rest of the time? No. But I probably would get up and go walk around. I would not sit there and keep rocking with them. No, that's for sure.
I would leave. Personally, that's me. Because I would have been like, because even if
Well,
I'm
you
in
wouldn't
Kanye,
be there.
No, I'm
That's
just
the
saying, if I
difference
was
between
there,
me
but
and you.
I've been to a Kanye concert. Well, I was at the Washington concert. Over Jay-Z.
That was Jay-Z. If Jay-Z,
But it was still Kanye. And this nigga was wearing skirts and shit like that.
what made you go to the
No,
concert though, Jay-Z or
Because we
Kanye?
was Jay-Z.
All right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying.
Nigga,
I
like-
went to a
but
Kanye concert.
I went
There
with
was no
Jay.
one else there.
I went with Jay, so he's a Kanye fan. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
I
we
went
kind
by
of
myself.
but he a whole fan too. But we were both. But at that time, you got to realize I was I would never say I was a die-hard Kanye fan. But I've been rocking with Kanye since the rock, nigga, since his first beginning. But once again, that was at one point in time, Kanye was considered a voice for the voiceless in so many words. You know what I'm saying? When he came out speaking about, George Bush, about Hurricane Katrina and shit like that, when people was dying during that
Malcolm West.
time. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was really, that's how he got a lot of his following, in my opinion, where people was really like, oh yeah, we fuck with Kanye West because he's standing up for us. You know what I'm saying? So for you to turn around and say something like that, then turn around and you in the bed with the enemy, it's like, and your music has changed as well. You know what I'm saying? So we have seen the transition from him being like, yo, I'm dying hard.
A while ago, though.
But regardless,
He
it's still
changed
changed.
a while.
And I haven't really been. And that's probably why I stopped rocking with him so much, is because of the change and shit like that. But when you come out saying ignorant shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm an artist, I'm a producer, I fuck with music. So that's really why I listen to the album. Let me see what Kanye doing. And honestly, it sounds weak. Like, if I was to give it a grade, it had to be like a 1 or 2, bro. Like, in my opinion, it doesn't seem like he put any effort into it. Just like you said about his album cover. He did the album cover at the last minute. He took a picture on his iPhone, wrote some shit on it and said, this the album. How much, that didn't take any effort. So that means, in my opinion,
picture though.
Once again, it didn't take any effort. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, it wasn't that fucking.
I thought it was a dope picture. I've never been to the West Coast though.
I've
seen
been
mountains,
to the West
you know
Coast.
what I'm
I've seen.
saying?
So that's probably why. All right, so that's the difference between us,
yeah.
right? Because I've seen all that shit. That shit.
I've been out there, but not.
You can walk.
You know
you can go outside of your Vegas hotel and take pictures of the mountain, nigga.
That's true.
And it'll be just as fucking fly. And I can put
It
Bob.
wasn't
You know what I mean?
close, but yeah.
Fuck.
I see what you're saying. You know, it
That nigga
definitely.
Kanye is selling out, and he's giving black people, in my opinion, some weak shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that album should have been, for it to be 7 songs, it should have been had a lot more substance. It should have been a lot more. It should have been a lot more stronger. That shit was weak. And you could tell from his album cover that the shit was weak. It was
Had he had not said what he had said, right, and still put out that same album, would you still give it 2 stars?
Absolutely.
The exact same album.
Exact same album.
So you'd still say it had no substance.
It was weak.
But it was only weak because it didn't address the controversy.
Not just that.
Kanye.
Once again, I'm a producer.
He had substance.
Listen,
I
don't think it had substance. But let's go into I can go into the production as well. Me and Jason was talking about it. When you listen to some of the beats, nigga, it sound like a sample and maybe 1 or 2 sounds.
Oh yeah,
like
there's a lot of samples.
Like he didn't even try. You know what I'm saying? Like now, if you go back to the old Kanye where he was nigga chopping, nigga really sampling and really getting into it, compared to this new Kanye, it's like nigga, fuck y'all niggas. Y'all gonna buy whatever the fuck I put out.
I think it also had a lot.
And that's why we can't be fucking with Kanye.
I think it was a lot of him having to capitalize as well. Like,
but he didn't. He didn't do the numbers that he probably would have done if he wouldn't have said what he said.
Correct. Knowing that he said what he said, he knew he had to get on the train while they were still talking about him. So he had to put something out. Because originally, I guess the songs were named something different. There was more songs. There was different people on there. There was a lot of shit. There was a lot of people I saw he hooked up with that didn't make the album. Migos is one of them, just off the top of my head. But there was a lot of artists he worked with that didn't make the album. So he was working on it for a while, and he said what he said, and I feel he had to capitalize. And like we said earlier, publicity is publicity, whether it's good or bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People listen to it to see if he would address it. You know what I'm saying? So he got those views just to see your 2 views. You know, listen to the album twice. So, go ahead, John.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I don't think it was the best Kanye album, but I liked it. You know, I'm listening to it. Out of the 7 songs, I'd say there's 4 of them that I really like, and the other 2 or 3 are growing up.
Final thoughts, Al?
I'll never listen to that album again.
All right.
Unless it comes on the radio or pops up on my YouTube stream or some shit like that. Kanye is on some bullshit, and he has to, in order to get his, and I'm not the only person who feels this way. I know there's a lot of people out there.
There's a lot of people who.
In order for him to get the following back, which he probably don't even give a fuck about, obviously, then he had to change his motherfucking ways. But obviously, in my opinion, he wants to be white. So, you know, that's his biggest conflict. That's why he's bipolar. It's a black Kanye and a white Kanye.
Well, that's like that meme, right? Like that meme. But that's another discussion in and of itself. Fucking bipolar, my ass, motherfucker. Where can we follow you at?
That nigga ain't bipolar, man. That nigga live.
KOG, Rod.
What?
That nigga just want to be white so bad.
Again, man. What the fuck?
Kanye West forever, 39. Follow me.
It's probably Kanye West 69, bitch. What's your
Ghost of
Instagram?
Kanye West. That's what that shit should be called, nigga. That nigga. That's a weak cash cow. You already know.
And you know I'm Handsome John 35. Right here. It's probably right here.
It's never been there. You know that, right? You don't ever watch the show.
I totally do watch the show,
Finish it off.
but it would probably be.
It's not. It's still there.
Well, you know, the fuck is right here.
Who
It's like a
the fuck
championship.
is
Right, it
belt?
should be like
Like,
a championship belt.
We're just gonna drop it on your lap. Handsome John, 35.
Oh, can you guys do that?
No.
Can you do that right now? Like, boom, right now? It's right here?
No.
Oh, I thought it, because I
Follow
just
us at Smart Alex.
did. And you know who I am. The smartest of all the smart Alex. I'm John, the guest host. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Always leave us some comments. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like, how you hated Rod's shirt. I want to thank you guys always for tuning in. Once again, I'm John, the smartest of all the smart Alex. You guys suck. Thank you. Have a great day.